Indiana Jones and the Great Circle has been played by over 4 million players,
Nice.
Microsoft says. Dude, that's awesome. Tom Ivan over at VGC. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle has attracted over 4 million players, according to Microsoft. The title was released on December 9th, 2024 for Xbox Series X and S and PC, and has also been available with Game Pass since launch. The game has been well received by critics, scoring 86 for consoles and 87 for PC on Metacritic. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella touched on the game's early performance during the company's second quarter earnings call just on Wednesday. Quote, "We saw rave reviews of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which has already been played by more than 4 million people," end quote, he said. The single-player first-person game set in 1937 between the events of the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade films. It sees players embark on a globetrotting. Dude, it's Indiana Jones. We know where it goes.
Yep.
Machine Games nailed it. I think that's the biggest thing. We're gonna get DLC. That's on the way sometime, hopefully this year. I'm wondering how many people bounce back into the game is the biggest question. Nice to see it actually come out though, and Microsoft get a win.
Yeah, I think this has been fantastic. I'm wondering if we'll get DLC with the PlayStation release, right? We had that 6-month delay for PlayStation, so it's like, look, we're going to give you the PlayStation launch, and here's the DLC, get people back in. Now, this has been the first major win for Xbox in a while, but they also kind of took a loss, Drew, because they released it at maybe the worst time possible, right? They missed the Game Awards nomination for 2024, which I think Indiana Jones would have absolutely killed, because Xbox needs a win at the Game Awards. It's been so long since they've gotten a big win. Meanwhile, Astrobot swept everything for PlayStation. By the time next year's Game Awards come around, I think this title is unfortunately going to be forgotten. Maybe it gets a nominee here or there for one of the smaller categories. So that's the only unfortunate thing, right? I wish Xbox could have figured out this launch, because I think this game would have absolutely killed if it had come out a month, 2 months earlier, been able to qualify for those Game Awards. But yeah, first major win for Xbox. We talked about it when they had their developer direct. They seem like they've got a couple more massive titles, right? Doom, Expedition 33, South of Midnight. Those are all coming in the next couple of months. I think those games are at least all going to kill it in some capacity or another. Of course, they're all on PlayStation as well, which is kind of funny. But this has been fantastic for Xbox.
Except for South of Midnight.
Except for South of Midnight, you're right. That one, not quite. But yeah, this has been if Force is going to PlayStation, South of Midnight's going to PlayStation at some point.
No, absolutely. Dude, I was so excited. I jumped into Indiana Jones. Loved it. It was like, if you have not played it and you're like, man, I don't know about this. I'm telling you, I was looking for a stealth game, and the whole game isn't stealth. It can be if you want to choose your path that way, but the exploration, the combat, the story itself, playing indie, yeah, man, I loved exploring to see what was next around the corner, and it just opened up. It's not an open world game. It's more like an open level design, which I really almost like better now, I think, than open world. Yeah, that's a conversation I think for a Gamescast topic. We'll have to get into that one. It's just so well designed. The levels I thought were incredible. You get into some of these settings and you're like, wow, look at this location, right? And it was a ton of fun. I think Voss, the bad guy, actually did a pretty well job. I thought, man, by the time I wrapped that up, I'm like, dude, I don't like you. But he nailed the part so well, right? And there's only one level in there. It's like, I don't like this level. You kind of do this like mind trip thing. You'll get, when you get there, you trust me, you'll understand. But yeah, I just like, is this part gonna end? Because this went on way too long. But the rest of the game though, dude, I thought it was fire. I thought the game was absolutely incredible. It's nice to see Microsoft, like you say, right, finally get a win, have a huge install. It's only a matter of time, like we said, with the 6 months coming over to PlayStation. PlayStation fans can enjoy it and enjoy what we had. And that's the highlight, finally, right? Is seeing Xbox getting to the point where, hey, they are dropping games that actually matter and not failing. So, huge win. DLC on the way. Do we get, Michael, an Indiana Jones 2?
I think we have to, right? I mean, with the numbers we're getting right now, they've kind of alluded to it as well, that they said, hey, it could be super interesting to expand on Indy's story. I mean, there's a ton of movies that you can kind of pick where, let's go in between these ones. Let's follow the events of this one. I think we're going to get an announcement for a second one before this year ends.